Hello once again and welcome to ICCT Online Learning. So nandito ulit tayo para pag-aralan naman yung Chapter 3 and Chapter 4 activity para sa subject na SDF04 and COEPROG6. So dati, nung nakaraan, pinag-aralan natin yung Chapter 1 saka Chapter 2. So this time, itutuloy na natin for 3 and 4 para makumpleto na ang inyong prelim activity. So, watch and learn. So, ang una nating gagawin is yung testmethods.java. So, gagawa muna tayo ng application na kung saan gagawa tayo ng basic method. So, create tayo ng application named testmethods na may main method that holds two integer variables. So, dalawang integer ang gagawin natin. Then, assign values to the variables. So, sa dalawang variables na yan, mag-a-assign tayo ng value. So, magsiset na tayo. In turn, pass each value to method. So, meron tayong method na display. Yung value na yan, ipapasa natin kay display. And display times 2. Okay. Display times 2. So, yan yung dalawa nating method. At yung pangatlo is display it plus 100. So, yun yung pangatlong method. So, 1, 2, and third method. Create each method to perform the task its name implies. Save the application as testmethods.java. So, dito tayo sa ating IDE at gagawa na tayo ng ating activity. Una nating gagawin is si test methods. Let's create the file testmethods.java. So, creating the class. Meron na tayong class. And yung ating main method. Then, sabi sa activity, gagawa tayo ng dalawang variable na nag-hold ng int data type. So, declare tayo ng int data type, then the name of the variable, sabihin natin number 1 is equals to 0, initialize to 0, int number 2 is equals to 0. After gumawa ng mga variable, gagawa naman tayo ng ating mga methods. So, at least 3 methods ang gagawin natin. First method is si display it. So, para makagawa ng method, public static void, then yung name ng method, display it, close open parenthesis, then the curly bracket. Next methods, public static void, display it times 2. Then the final method, public static void display it plus plus 100. Close open. So, yan yung ating mga method. Pero wala pa siyang laman. Lalagyan muna natin si display it. Baguhin natin yung value ng ating mga variables. 5 and 10. Then, ang gagawin lang ng method na to is to display yung number 1 and number 2. Okay. System out print line number 1 is plus then the variable sabihin natin A kasi gagawa pa tayo ng parameter para may transfer or maipasa yung value. So, int, kasi int yung ipapasa nating value, A, and int B. Semicolon, system.out.println number 2 plus B. Okay. Meron naman typographic error dito. Number, yan. So, check muna natin kung paano gagana si display it. para ma-call natin yung method, kinakailangan natin gamitin yung kanyang pangalan. Display it, open close parenthesis, then yung value na ita-transfer natin. Si number 1 and number 2. Okay, para maunawaan nyo, yung value ni number 1 which is 5 and value ni number 2 which is 10, inilagay natin dito as their parameter ng ating method. So kapag tinawag si display it, ito si display it, ito yung tinatawag niya, yung number 1 mapupunta kay letter A, may papasa. So nagpapass tayo ng value. Then si number 2 mapupunta kay B. Yun ngayon ang magiging variable na nakadeclare locally kay display it method. Okay? Then we run our program. So ito na. So number 1 and si number 2. So dito yan, number 1 and number 2. Ginamit yung display it by calling the name and passing the argument. So mapapansin nyo, wala pa tayong ginawa dito. Dito pa lang tayo nag-concentrate. So lagyan naman natin ngayon ng gagawin ang method na display it times 2. Okay, ayusin natin yung name, then times 2. Same pa rin. System.out.print line number 1 then times 2 plus A times B. A times 2. Yan. Then, system.out.print line. Okay, print. Number 2 is plus, concatenation yung plus, B times 2. Okay. Hindi po pwede itong ginawa natin kasi itong plus na nakita nyo hindi siya arithmetic operation. Siya ay concatenation. Pero dito nagkaroon tayo ng multiplication. So hindi na siya maaari kasi mayroon ka ng string dito then bigla kang magmumultiply. Gagawin mong numeric. So para magawa natin yan, kinakailangan nating ipasok sa parenthesis para i-treat siya as multiplication. Then, yung argument, int A and int B. Then, test naman natin kung ano ang mangyayari. Display it times 2. Yan. Then, number 1, number 2. Run. Okay, so ito pa rin yung unang value natin, galing kay display it. Then, the display it times 2, ito na siya. Yung 10, 5 times 2 is 10, 10 times 2 is 20, coming from this method. Then, the final method, display it plus 100. Same pa rin, okay, para madalian tayo, pwede na nating i-copy yan. And paste. And dito, instead of times 2, gagawin nating plus 100. Again, dapat nakapasok siya sa parenthesis para magkaroon siya ng operation. Kasi kapag hindi natin pinasok yan, magiging concatenation or mag-error. Kasi isang string at isang numeric. Then, let's test kung gagana. Display it plus 100. Then the parameter. Okay, wala pa pala tayong parameter dito. Int A, int B. Then dito, number 1 and number 2. Run. And so, nakita natin yung ating final run. 5 and 10 para sa first method o yung display it. And sa second method, which is display it times 2, 10 and 20. Then the final method, display it plus 100, ito naman ang naging output. Ang i-consider lang natin dito is, una, yung pag-call ng method, and yung ipapasa nating parameter. So again, this is the first item sa ating activity 3. Now we proceed to activity 3, item 2. So balik tayo dito sa ating notes. Para sa ating item 2 ng activity 3, gagawa ulit tayo ng bagong class, numbers, and yung numbers 2. So dalawang bagong file with numbers class. Ngayon, gagawa ulit tayo ng main method that will hold at least 2 numbers. Sabihin natin letter A and letter B. So, again, assign values to the variables. Assign tayo. Sabihin natin 5 and 10. Then, create the method sum. Gagawa tayo ng method na sum and difference. Then para sa letter B, same pa rin pero magdadagdag na tayo ng product method. So dito sa sum and difference, i-display na rin kasama yung result. So magpe-perform ng computation and display the result. While in product method, hindi na i-display ang result. Instead, yung result, i-display na dun sa babalik sa main method. Okay, balik tayo sa ating IDE. Okay, gagawa ulit tayo ng ating file. New file. Unahin natin si numbers.java. So, this is our class, numbers. Then, yung ating main method. Now, magki-create tayo ng dalawang variable. Int A is equals to 5. Int B is equals to 10. Then, yung ating dalawang method, which is yung sum and difference. Public static void sum. Siyempre, nag-expect tayo ng dalawang value ulit. Lalagay tayo ng parameter. Int A and int B. Okay, para hindi nakakalito, gawin na natin C and D. Then, int sum. Gawa tayo ng variable na sum kasi yun yung kinakailangan natin. Is equal to C plus D. Then, display natin yung value ni sum. C is out. Okay. The sum is plus sum. Concatenate sum. So, ganun din ang gagawin natin para sa difference. Copy. Then, copy. Paste. Instead of sum, gawin natin difference. D, E, and F. E, F, difference. So, the difference is difference. Okay, ngayon, i-test natin yung ating mga ginawang method. Okay. Tawagin natin si sum. At magpasa tayo ng value A and B. And si difference, E and F, A and B pa rin ito. So, review natin. Okay. Meron tayong variable A and B na nag-hold ng 5 and 10. So, tinawag natin si sum at yung value ni A and B, ipinasa natin kay sum method. At yung value ni A napunta kay value C, variable C. At yung value ni B na inaipasa sa variable D. Yun ngayon ang kinompute for sum. And same din dito sa difference. Run para matest natin. So, this is 15 and this is 15. Okay, nag-15. Nalimutan natin baguhin yung operation. Okay, so plus is for addition and minus for subtraction. Okay, run ulit natin. Okay, so 15, 5 plus 10 is equals to 15, while 5 minus 10 is negative 5. So that's our numbers.java. Okay, hindi na ako gagawa pa ng new file para sa numbers1.java. Idudugtong na lang natin dito yung product. Copy ulit natin yan. Then, palitan natin ito ng product. Ito F, G, and H. G, H. Okay, palitan na natin yung addition ng multiplication. Product. The product is product. Okay, itong product na to, walang kinalaman dito kasi ito is method, while this is variable. Yes, pareho sila ng pangalan, pero ito ginamit natin for method. Kaya kapag tinawag natin siya dito, product, A, B, so, ang tinatawag natin dito, actually hindi itong variable kasi ito local variable to wala siyang kinalaman dyan. Ang tinatawag natin is yung name ng method. Same with difference and sum. Let's run. And we have the value again, 15, 5, and 5 times 10 is equals to 50. So that's 5 times 10 is equals to 50. So this is our activity 3. Now let's proceed to activity 4. So nandito tayo ngayon sa ating activity 3, item 3. Gagawin naman natin is yung eggs class. This is our class. And gagawa tayo ng method which holds one integer value named number of eggs. So, number of eggs, yan yung ating variable. Pero, hindi na tayo ang mag-a-assign ng value. Kung kanina, nagsiset tayo ng value, ngayon manggagaling ang value kay user using keyboard. Okay, galing sa keyboard na yung input. Then, gagawa tayo ng method. So, mapupunta yan sa method. Ang gagawin naman ng method, yung integer input ni user, i-convert niya into dozen. Convert into dozen. And at the same time, gagamit tayo ng modulus. Modulus or yung percent para makuha yung remaining or yung remainder. So again, balik na tayo sa ating IDE. So gawa na tayo ng ating new file para kay eggs.java. We create our main method. And we create our first variable which is number of eggs with int data type. Number of eggs. Ngayon ay mag-e-expect tayo ng input from user. So, mag-import muna tayo ng ating scanner class. Again, para makapag-import. Import, then Java util scanner, semicolon. Then yung ating new object which is scanner. User input is equals to new scanner system.in semicolon. Okay, so this is our number of eggs. Hindi na tayo mag-a-assign ng value. Instead, magkuha tayo ng value from user input. User input dahil int ang ating kukuhaing value, so ang ating gagamitin ay next int semicolon. Then before tayo mag-ask syempre ng input, kinakailangan mag-prompt tayo kay user kung ano yung kailangan natin. Okay, system out. How many eggs do you have? Then, our input. Then, i-create na tayo ng ating method para i-convert yung number of input into dozens and the remaining. Public, static, void, convert eggs. Dahil nag-expect tayo ng isang input, int a. And ang ating int dozens is equal to a divided by 12. Kasi ang isang dozen is equal to 12. Then, para makuha naman natin yung ating remaining is equals to a percent or modulo 12. Then, display na natin yung result. Okay. You have plus dozens plus dozens of eggs and system out with plus remaining eggs. Okay, hopefully tama ang ating ginawa. Let's run our program. How many eggs do you have? 50. Oops, hindi pa natin kinol yung ating method. Kaya pala 50 lang. So, para ma-call ang ating method, eggs, at yung ating ipapasang value, number of eggs. Again, run 50. And then you have 4 dozens of eggs with 2 remaining eggs. So this concludes our activity 3. Now we proceed to activity 4. So dito tayo ngayon sa ating activity 4A. Yung letter A yung gagawin natin. Gagawa tayo ng commission class. Ngayon, itong commission class natin, gagawa tayo dun sa main ng data type na double sales figure. Then, commission rate, double din ang kanyang data type. And, commission rate na int naman ang data type. So, gagamit tayo ng double and int. Then, gagawa tayo ng method. Pero yung method natin is overloaded or overloaded methods. Ang name is compute commission. Now, the first method takes 2 double parameters. Yung unang method natin, one is dalawang double yan, double parameters representing sales and rate. Then, i-multiply ang rate and sales. And then, display the result. While, the second methods took 2 parameters. Dalawa pa rin ang parameters, pero isang double na sales figure and yung commission rate natin is integer na. Remember, dun sa unang method, yung commission rate natin is double, while ngayon dun sa pangalawang method, ang commission rate natin is integer. Yan. Now, this method must divide the commission rate figure by 100 before multiplying. Ito, diretso na sa pag-multiply, while sa second method, i-divide muna natin by 100 bago natin i-multiply. Then, supply appropriate values for the variables and write a main method that tests each overloaded method. So, let's proceed sa ating IDE. Okay, gagawa tayo ng ating new file for the commission, which is commission.java. Okay, we now have our first class, or commission class, then our main method. Then, gawin natin yung mga variables na pinagagawa. One is sales figure. Then, assign tayo ng initial value niya. Let's say 5.0. Okay, naglagay ako ng 0.0 dahil double yung ating data type. Kinakailangan merong decimal. Then, the commission rate. Dahil ito ay double, lagyan lang natin ng letter D. Then, sabihin natin commission rate is 10.5. Then, int naman para sa second commission rate natin. Then, lagyan natin ng I para maging integer. Okay, so gawin natin 10. After magawa yung ating mga variables, gagawa na tayo ng ating method. So that is compute commission, public static void, compute commission, and isa pang method. Same pa rin. Ang overloading method kasi, same lang yung pangalan. Same lang yung name ng method. Kaya lang, dun sila sa parameter mag-iiba. Now, for our first parameter, mag-a-accept tayo ng dalawang double data type or double value. Let's say, double A and double B. While dito sa ating second method, i-accept natin yung double A para sa ating sales figure. Then, int naman para sa commission rate. Dito sa ating unang method, kinakailangan natin kuhain yung output value. Gawa tayo ng output value. Dahil double yung ating input value, double din ang magiging output value natin. Output value is equals to A times B. So, ang sinasabi niyan, ang sales figure, kasi yung sales figure mapupunta dito sa A, while yung commission rate mapupunta sa B. So, commission rate times, sales figure times commission rate. Then, i-display na natin ang output. System, is out. Your commission is plus the output value. Then, copy na lang natin to para sa pangalawa nating method. Pero dito, sinasabi nga dun sa ating activity, kinakailangang i-divide muna natin sa 100 si commission rate bago natin i-multiply kay sales figure. So, commission rate, integer, yan yung napunta sa letter B, then divided by 100. Then yung output, mapupunta dito kay output value na siya namang i-display. So, natapos natin yung dalawa nating method. It's time for us to call our methods. Compute commission, then yung ipapasa nating value, which is sales figure and commission rate. Okay, nagkamali ako ng spelling dito. Ayusin natin. I-copy na lang natin to para makasigurong sakto yung ating variable. So, that's commission rate. Then, para naman sa second call ng method natin, same pa rin, compute commission. Pero gagamitin na natin yung isa, yung int. So, again, this is sales figure, and yung pangalawa is yung integer na ang gagamitin. So again, pareho sila ng method name pero nag-iiba sa parameter na ipinapasa. So iyan ang overloading method. So i-run na natin yung ating commission class. So we have the output of commission 52.5 and commission again of 0.0. Ba't naging ganyan yung output? So, wala tayo ritong syntax error kasi okay naman yung code natin nag-run, walang pinakitang error. Nakakita nga tayo ng output. Pero may hindi maganda din sa coding. Yung output, may problema. Dito naman pumapasok yung tinatawag nating semantic error. Ang semantic error, yung output na yung tinitingnan natin, andun na yung possible error. Sa pagkakataong ito, bakit 0.0 ang commission? So kung titingnan natin dito sa pangalawa nating method, yung integer dinivide sa another integer, therefore magiging integer din yung output nila na imumultiply sa commission sa sales figure. So kung 0 ang magiging output nito, then 0 ita times any number multiplied to 0 is 0. Kaya gagawin natin itong double. Ipupulasahin natin siya maging double. Then ito dagdagan natin ang rate kasi commission rate lang naman ito, not the commission na makukuha ni user. So run. Then we have the commission which is 52.5 and the commission rate of 0.5. So yan ang ating activity 4A. Now let's proceed to activity 4B. Okay, with our activity 4B, magdadagdag tayo ng panibagong overloading method. Application you created in Express. The third overloaded method takes a single parameter. Single parameter na lang yung i-accept, yung gagawin natin, representing the sales. When this method is called, the commission rate is assumed to be 7.5%. Yan na yung commission rate. Fixed na siya. This is constant. And the results are displayed. Okay, gawin natin. Balik tayo sa ating IDE. Okay, dito sa IDE, gawa tayo ng panibagong method. Copy na lang natin para mabilis. Then, iisa na lang yung kanyang i-accept na parameter which is yung sales figure. Then, i-call natin yung ating bagong method, yung ating third method, which is compute commission. Ito. Then, palitan natin to ng sales figure. Then, run. So, our output is 52.5 for the commission. Rate is 0.5. And the commission rate, again, for the third input is 375. Okay, so punta na tayo sa next activity natin. Gawin natin yung ating file. New file. pay.java. Then, create our main method. And, syempre, ilalagay na natin yung 5 nating variables. For our 5 variables, double, data type, hours work, rate of pay per hour, withholding rate, gross pay, and net pay. So, pwede tayong mag-declare ng variable in one line separated by comma. As long as pare-pareho sila ng data type, which is ngayon ang gamit natin is double. Then, mag-a-assign tayo ng initial value para sa ating mga variables. So, that is hours work, that is 7.0, rate per hour is 6.0, withholding rate is 0.17 or 17%, and gross pay of 0.0. So after nito, gagawa naman tayo ng ating first method which is compute net pay na may tatlong parameter. One is double work, hours work, double pay rate, and double withholding rate. Sa loob niya is gagawa tayo ng gross pay. Gross pay is equals to hours work times pay rate. Then, i-return natin yung value. So, magre-return tayo ng value. Gross pay minus withholding rate. So, gross pay, ito yan, galing sa hours work times pay rate. Then, yung withholding rate naman is ito. Minus natin, gross pay minus withholding rate. Then, i-return natin yung value dun sa nag-call na calling line, calling statement. Then, gawa tayo ng another method. Our next method is same name pa rin, compute net pay, pero dalawa na lang ang parameter, hours work and pay rate. Dito sa first line, nag-compute tayo for withholding rate, that is hours work times pay rate. Then, yung result nila, i-multiply natin sa 0.15. Then, kuha ulit ng gross pay, and return value gross pay minus withholding rate. Then the third method, again, same name kasi gumagamit tayo ng overloading method pero iisa na lang yung parameter. So hours work, ito na ulit ang kanyang formula. Withholding rate is equal to hours work times 5.85. Then the output, result niyan is multiplied to 15%. Then, gross pay is equal to hours work times 5.85. Then, the final output, gross pay minus withholding rate, the returning value. So, it's time for us to call the methods. So, una, kukuhain muna natin yung net pay. Net pay is equals to compute net pay. This is compute net pay. Pero meron tayong tatlong parameter. So, ibig sabihin, ito yung kinocall natin. Pero syempre, kung dalawa ang parameter natin, let's say tinanggal natin ito, then ito ang tatawagin niya. Depende sa dami ng parameter at sa kung ano yung pinapasang parameter, iyon ang i-call na method. Kahit na pare-pareho sila ng pangalan. So, magkakatalo sila din sa parameter. Then, saka natin i-display yung output. Then, saka natin i-display ang output. Output or your net pay is concatenation, then the variable net pay. Subukan nating i-run. Okay. So, your net pay is 41.83. Subukan naman nating gamitin yung ibang method. So, same pa rin. Kukuhain pa rin natin yung net pay. Pero yung net pay natin, magpapasa na lang tayo ng dalawang value. Hours work and rate of pay para naman i-call itong second method natin. Then, same output. And para sa last method natin, iisa na lang ang method na ipapass natin. So, yan, net pay. Then, same output. So, let's see the output, the total output. Or the final output. So, that is 41.83. Yan yung galing sa una nating method. Pangalawang method is 35.7. And the third method is 34.8075. So, that's conclude all our activities from 1, 2, 3, and 4. Sana makagawa na kayo ng activity bago pa umabot ang deadline. So, again, this is Jericho Vlog, your instructor at SDF04 and COEPROG6. Goodbye and thank you.